Her hands were shaking when she pulled the woman from the water, her clothes heavy with river mud and fear. People on the shore just stared, unsure what to do, unsure what they were seeing. The woman she saved was the wife of a man everyone in town feared. A man covered in tattoos, riding a roaring motorcycle known for his anger, not his gratitude, but in that quiet moment. As the water dripped from her trembling hands, something else began to unfold, something no one could have expected. Because this was not just about saving a life, it was about changing a heart. Before we begin, hit subscribe. It's appreciated. Her name was Lily. She lived a quiet life in a small town where everyone knew everyone, or at least thought they did. She worked at the local bakery, waking up before the sun, kneading dough with soft hands that had learned patience over the years. She wasn't rich, but she had a gentle way of seeing the world that made life feel warm around her. She believed that kindness still mattered, even when no one was watching. But not everyone in town felt the same way. There was a group that people whispered about, the Hells Angels chapter on the edge of town. Big bikes, loud engines, heavy boots. People said they were dangerous. People said trouble followed them. Most avoided them entirely. And at the center of those whispers was a man named Brutus. Broad shoulders, long beard, leather vest, cold stare. When he walked into a room, the air changed. People stepped aside. Lily never spoke to him, never even looked his way. Their worlds were too different. On weekends, Lily walked to the river to clear her thoughts. The river was her quiet place, where the sound of water helped her breathe through days when the world felt heavy. But on one summer afternoon, everything changed. The river was high from days of rain, the current strong and fast. As Lily sat near the bank, she saw something out of the corner of her eye, a person in the water. At first, her mind didn't understand. The river was not a place for swimming today, but then she heard a cry. Weak, panicked, struggling. It was a woman. Lily acted before thinking. Before fear could stop her. Before she realized what danger she was running toward, and when she pulled the woman out, when she wiped the mud from her face and saw her clearly, her heart froze. She had just saved Brutus's wife. If you were in her place, what would you have done? Tell us in the comments. Lily sat beside the woman on the riverbank, trying to steady her breath. The woman's skin was pale, her hair tangled with river weeds, her chest rising and falling in short, panicked gasps. Lily didn't know her beyond whispers. Her name was Rose. People said she was quiet, kept to herself, always walking a step behind Brutus. Some said she was scared of him. Some said she was loyal. No one really knew the truth. Lily placed her hand on Rose's back, waiting for the shaking to stop. It took a long time. When Rose finally opened her eyes, there was something in them that Lily didn't expect. Not fear, not anger, just tiredness, the kind that comes from carrying heavy things for too long. Lily didn't ask what happened. She didn't need to. Sometimes silence understands more than questions ever could. After a few minutes, Rose stood slowly, leaning on Lily for balance. Her voice was barely a whisper when she said she was okay, but Lily could see she wasn't. Not really. Something inside her was drowning long before the river ever tried to take her. Lily walked her home. And the town saw. Whispers traveled faster than the river current. They spoke in hushed voices. She saved Brutus's wife. Why did she help her? She's going to regret that. People feared Brutus. And when people fear something, they assume choosing kindness toward it must be foolish. The next morning, Lily arrived at the bakery like always. She tied her apron, warmed the ovens, and opened the door. But the air felt different. People avoided her eyes. Some didn't smile back. Some just stared, like she had crossed an invisible line everyone else respected, but Lily didn't regret helping Rose. A life was a life. Hours passed. The bell above the bakery door rang, and the bakery fell silent. Brutus walked in. A quiet friendship, a loud stand Brutus. His eyes fixed on Lily, simply nodded once, a silent, deep acknowledgement, and then left. It seemed the end, but fate had woven their lives together. Days later, Rose, Brutus's wife, found Lily. Under an old oak tree, Rose shared a devastating truth. She hadn't slipped into the river. She had walked in, crushed by the loneliness and silent judgment of her life. Her hardest pain was feeling invisible. Lily felt a deep ache, recognizing a common, quiet pain in the world. Rose began visiting the bakery, first to sit, then to help, her small laugh sounding like the beginning of healing. Brutus watched his wife change, sunlight in her hair, life in her face. His own hardness began to crack, allowing something human to show through. But healing is messy. One evening, 3 cruel bikers cornered Rose outside the bakery, mocking her simply for power. Lily's heart raced, but she stepped forward, choosing bravery over silence. She stood small against the harsh men, grounding the shaking Rose with a gentle touch. Just then, Brutus roared up on his motorcycle. His presence was a silent, powerful shield. He looked at Lily, the woman whose heart made her brave twice. The men fled. Rose finally broke, collapsing into Lily's arms, letting go of years of held pain. Brutus, too, finally let go. Tears streamed down his face, not for the world, but for himself. In that moment, he understood something vital he had missed his entire life. Strength was not the loudest voice or the hardest fist. Strength was the woman holding his wife with arms steady enough to keep another person from slipping away twice. The night was calm. The street was empty. Just the 3 of them standing under the dim glow of a streetlight. A man who built walls, a woman who had drowned in silence, and the one who pulled her back into the world. What would you have done if this truth was suddenly staring back at you? Tell us in the comments. In the days that followed, something gentle began to change in their small town. It didn't happen all at once. It didn't happen with big speeches or public apologies. It happened in small, quiet ways, the only way real change ever does. Rose kept coming to the bakery, not because she needed help now, but because she wanted to live. She laughed more. She stood straighter. She began to look people in the eyes again. Some people smiled back. Some didn't, but she didn't shrink anymore. Brutus started showing up too, not loud, not trying to scare anyone. He just sat in the corner with a cup of coffee, watching his wife talk, watching her breathe, watching her exist without fear. Sometimes his eyes softened, as if he was learning how to be gentle again, maybe for the first time. And Lily, she didn't change who she was. She kept waking early, kneading dough, greeting people with warmth, offering soft smiles. But people looked at her differently now, not with fear, not with judgment, but with something like respect, like they realized kindness was not weakness after all. It was something stronger. Rose once told Lily, in a quiet moment while wiping down tables, that the day Lily pulled her from the river was not the day she was saved. She said the real saving happened later. Every time Lily saw her, listened to her, treated her like she mattered, because the worst kind of pain is not always loud. Sometimes it is the pain of feeling invisible, and the most powerful act of love is simply seeing someone, fully, gently, honestly. Life didn't become perfect. People still whispered sometimes. Old thoughts take time to fade. But Rose didn't walk with her head down anymore. And Brutus didn't carry all his weight alone. And Lily didn't walk through life wondering if quiet goodness had any meaning. She had seen what it could do. She had seen a life change. One afternoon, Rose hugged Lily outside the bakery before heading home. It was a simple hug, warm, steady, real. Brutus stood nearby watching. And when Rose walked ahead, he stayed a moment, looking at Lily with eyes that said more than words could. He didn't say thank you. He didn't need to. The gratitude was there, in the way he stood, in the way he breathed, in the way he walked his wife home. Not in front of her, not behind her, but beside her. Sometimes, the world changes not through grand actions, but through one person deciding that a life, any life, is worth saving. What part of this story stayed with you the most? Tell us in the comments. Show some love with a like and subscribe to stay inspired.